So spoiled kids think that they deserve everything, bro. If you have a girlfriend, no. Spoiled kid, that is his girlfriend now. And in today's story, the spoiled kid wants the subscriber's girlfriend so bad that he breaks into his house to demand it. Yeah, so strap in for this one. This is a ridiculous and crazy story that I know you'll enjoy. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and let's simply jump right into it. So we're going to call this, sorry, I'm not going to cut that out, by the way. We're going to call the subscriber who submitted this story Ty. So anyways, Ty had this girlfriend, and they were in like 7th grade or something, so Ty had just gotten a girlfriend. This was his first girlfriend ever, and that's always a very magical experience. Even if the only thing you do is hold hands briefly and then stop holding hands because you realize holding hands isn't that great when you both have sweaty palms, it's still a magical experience, right? And in Ty's class, there was a spoiled kid. We're just going to call him the spoiled kid. The spoiled kid was not only spoiled because, you know, he had a lot of money at his disposal and he would spend it on anything. He always came in with like, oh guys, look at my new Gucci brick or Supreme brick or whatever. And like, I don't know. It was always like kind of annoying because it was very obvious that his parents were just kind of like bending to all of his wills and his demands or whatever. But this kid also kind of believed that he was also Albert Einstein in his intellect, that he was Usain Bolt in his athletic abilities, and that he was, I don't know, Ryan Gosling in his attractive looks, right? He thought he was genuinely like the greatest, smartest, most intelligent man on planet Earth. And for that reason, he believed that he genuinely deserved everything and everyone and anything that he could ever imagine or want. So one day, Ty was with his girlfriend at recess, or free period or whatever he had in 7th grade, right? He was chilling with her, and they would do this because, you know, since they're in 7th grade, they didn't live in the same neighborhood, but they went to the same school. They would sometimes spend time on the weekends, but they always made it a thing to spend time during the free period that they both had off. So the spoiled kid noticed this. And here's the thing. If the spoiled kid sees something, if the spoiled kid doesn't get what the spoiled kid wants, he's going to be big mad. So the spoiled kid saw something that he didn't have, because the spoiled kid didn't have a girlfriend. He didn't have a girlfriend. I think he had one a while ago, but cheated on her like immediately because he's like, oh, I should have all the women ever because I'm the greatest, bestest ever, right? So he saw this and he was thinking, and he just like, for some reason was like, I want that girl. And I think I'm sure she was great or whatever, but I think the only reason why, and we're going to call Ty's girlfriend, we're going to call her Caroline, right? So I think the only reason why, or at least Ty thinks the only reason why the spoiled kid really wanted Caroline specifically is because that was Ty's girlfriend. Like, I think that is the reason why, specifically. Yeah, so they're sitting together. Ty and his girlfriend are just sitting, and they see the spoiled kid walk up to them. And it's not like Ty and the spoiled kid are friends where it would be normal for him to just go up to him randomly out of the blue. This was really weird. Like, the spoiled kid and Ty were not friends, bro. Like, they were just not close. So it was just really weird to see the spoiled kid walking up to him. And Ty was kind of like, yeah, what's up, bro? And the spoiled kid's like, hey, I'm not talking to you, buddy. Looking at Ty, and Ty was like, what? Like, you're coming up looking at me. Like, what do you mean you're not talking to me? And the spoiled kid immediately turns to Caroline and is like, what's good, darling? Like, how we doing today? And Caroline's just like, ew, what? She's like, aha, good. And spoiled kid's like, yeah, it's probably good because you're talking to me right now. And Caroline's like, oh, Jesus Christ, what the frick, bro? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And she's like, okay. And the spoiled kid doesn't get the kind of like the very obvious social cues that she is not into him, even in the slightest. So he's like, so I was just thinking maybe you and I together, going out, nice movie, nice car, nice, I don't know, nice food, like just you and I, and maybe afterwards you can come back to my place. Caroline's, I think I'm good. He's like, what do you mean? Babe, like, don't leave me, babe. Like, I got this. Like, we got this. Just stay with me, babe. Stay. And she's like, bro, like, I'm in a, like, this, I'm literally sitting next to my boyfriend right now. And the spoiled kid is like, dude, just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score. Caroline, have you ever watched soccer before? Do you think the goalies always stop the goals? No, they don't only score when there's no goalie in there. Like, he's just a goalie. And I bet he's bad at being a goalie. And Caroline's like, well, what are you trying to imply? And the spoiled kid's like, you could do better. And by better, I mean me. And she's like, no, sorry, goodbye. So the spoiled kid's like, you're making a big mistake. You'll regret this. Caroline, we are meant to be. We're meant to be. And they walk away, right? And, Ty turns to Caroline. He's like, dude, like, I'm sorry. And she's like, you didn't do anything. Like, you're good. And he's like, I'm just sorry that happened to you. Like, damn. So that day was actually a Friday. And this was a special day for them because Caroline was actually going to go over to Ty's house. And it used to be that they would meet at like their mall or go out to the movies. They had never been to each other's houses. So since they've been in a relationship for a while, and the parents were kind of chill about it, like they were like, we're not going to leave you two alone, right? Like, nah, hell nah, bro. But we're fine if we're at home. Like, you can come over. So it's a pretty big deal. And so today, instead of both of them walking in their separate directions to their separate houses and like the two different sides of the neighborhood, right? Or the two different neighborhoods, Caroline was going to walk back with Ty. So they had completely forgotten about at this point. They had completely forgotten about the fact that the spoiled kid had done that kind of ridiculous charade type thing earlier in the day. They had completely forgotten about that. So it was a little weird when Ty noticed that the spoiled kid was on his bike. It was was on the other side of the road, pedaling super slowly. Because I'm sure you guys know bikes go faster normally than a person walking. So if you see someone biking next to you, normally they'll go right by you, right? But this kid was like staying behind them. It was really weird. So the thing is, at the moment, Ty did not make the one-to-one correlation that, it's probably the spoiled kid is following me. Because why would the spoiled kid follow him? I think Ty looked back and was like, oh, look, to Caroline, like, oh, look, that's the kid who was so weird to you today. And she was like, oh, yeah, whatever, right? But they didn't really make the correlation that this kid was legitimately following them home. So, yeah, they keep going, and they watch as the spoiled kid keeps basically following them on his bike. And Ty turns to Caroline and is like, I've never seen him come this route. He normally goes in your direction, because I think the spoiled kid lived in the same neighborhood as Caroline. Caroline's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure his mom and my mom know about each other, are friendly because we go to some same group or club or something because we're in the same neighborhood. So this was really weird. And Ty's like, okay, whatever. He's probably just going out for just going out for a drive, not a drive, but a bike ride. It's after school. It's a Friday. Probably doesn't have a lot of friends because he's a little insufferable. Whatever, right? So they don't think much of it. So eventually, Ty gets to his house. And the spoiled kid, instead of stopping and following Ty in, he drives by or he bikes by. So at this point, Ty's like, okay, we're in the clear. He's not following us or anything. This is where Ty would be wrong. Yeah, so they eventually go inside, and the spoiled kid has biked away. But what actually happened was the spoiled kid biked around the corner, docked his bike, and was going to be approaching Ty's house. But Ty and his girlfriend Caroline didn't realize this. They just thought, oh, well, he must have biked away. So they go inside, and, Ty's mom is there. She's like, hey, guys, so I got to run real quick. Just stay here. Don't go anywhere. Just stay here, watch some television. I'll be back. Ty's mom then goes out to go errand shopping or something. So now Ty and his girlfriend are sitting on the couch watching television. Nothing sus happens. None of that. They're good. They're good little kids. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing, staying 6 feet apart from each other. Maybe they hold hands, guys. Oh my God, that's 20th base. Oh my God, they're holding hands. No, but they're just chilling. They're watching TV. They just genuinely enjoy each other's company. If anything, if you're in a relationship with someone, you should genuinely enjoy their company. And they do. So it's a nice relationship, right? But they hear, they're sitting there and they're watching a television show. And that's when they hear a kaplunk. They're like, what? What was that noise? It wasn't a normal noise. It was something hit the side of the house. So at first, I don't know. Ty's like, okay, maybe a branch from a tree fell and boinked our house or something. But it didn't sound like that. So Ty turns to Caroline and is like, did you hear that? And she's like, yeah, I didn't think much of it, but I heard that. So Ty's like, okay. He goes up, walks outside the window, walks up to the window, looks outside, and he doesn't see any very obvious bits of debris. So he's like, okay, whatever, who cares? What actually happened was the spoiled kid was sneaking around the house and accidentally tripped and fell into the side of the house and bonked into it, and then quickly ran away to a different side of the house. But the spoiled kid, Ty didn't know this. The the spoiled kid was tiptoeing around outside his house as they were sitting there. The spoiled kid was trying to find a sneaky way to break into Ty's house. Yeah, so anyways, they're just kind of sitting there. They're enjoying their program, whatever they're watching. And that's when they hear the back door open. But I don't know if you guys, do you know the difference when, someone opens the door normally and it just kind of swings open, makes a little bit of a creak, but also when someone opens the door slowly and then it accidentally makes a really elongated creaking noise, this was what sounded like someone was trying to very quietly open the door, and because they were opening it so slowly, it made a really loud creak noise. So Ty's I guess my mom's home. So he's like, hey mom, and he yells that, and there's no response. So that's when Caroline and Ty are okay, this is really weird. Because if your parent is home and you yell, hey mom, I'd assume that they would say something back. They wouldn't just sneak around. So they're a little bit sussed out right now. They're okay, this is a little weird. This is a little strange, I'm not gonna lie. And so they're just kind of chilling there. They're sitting there. And Ty just turns to Caroline and is that's weird, right? And so they get up and they're okay, let's see what that was. And they walk into the back of the house. And this is when things get really weird. They go to the back of the house, and the spoiled kid must have panicked that it made that noise because he didn't close the door. The back door was literally just open. And Ty's maybe the wind opened it? Wind? Wind is the secret word of the day. So if you made it this far into the video, comment wind down below. And also, while you're in the comment section commenting wind, check the pinned comment, as the first link is to my Spotify page, which you can listen to these stories. And the other two links in the pinned comment are my two other channels. Please go ahead and subscribe to them. I think you will enjoy the content on there. And let's get right back to it. Anyways, so the thing was, it wasn't windy. It was a perfect day outside. Not a cloud in the sky, not a breeze in the air, nice weather, right? So they're starting to realize, no, this was open manually. So at first they think, okay, maybe a bear got to the house or some animal that they got to be worried about. So Caroline and Ty are very quietly sneaking around the house, trying to figure out what kind of animal broke in. Little did they know that no animal, in fact, broke in. Just a spoiled kid broke in. So they're walking around the house all quietly, kind of tiptoeing around, trying not to make too much noise. And that's when they decide they're going to go back into the TV room, be a little bit more cautious. But when they walk in the TV room, the spoiled kid is sitting on the couch. And Ty's what are you doing here? And the spoiled kid jumps. He's geez, you scared me, bro. And Ty's I scared you? Well, what are you doing in my house? And spoiled kid's oh, yeah, about that. He's I have come to convince Caroline that she's made a terrible mistake. And Ty's what? And Caroline's huh? Yeah, everyone at this point is just very, very confused on what even is going on right now. So the spoiled kid's yeah, okay, I may be broken to your house. I may or maybe not broken to your house, right? Maybe. And Ty's no, you definitely did, dude. He's because I'm I didn't let you in, and I didn't tell you could come. You definitely broke into my house. And the spoiled kid's well, that's just a little detail, dude. Because it won't even matter when Caroline and I are married, looking back, telling our kids on how daddy and mommy met. Daddy met by breaking into his worst enemy's house and stealing mommy away from the evil dragon that was hiding her. And Ty's dude, what are you saying right now? And Caroline is very obviously uncomfortable because she does not agree with the spoiled kid that they are meant to be or something weird. So the spoiled kid is gets on both knees and is Caroline, can't you see the truth? Can't you see the truth? And Caroline's what? And he's can't you see the truth, Caroline? You and I, we're meant to be. We're meant to be. You and I are so good together. And Ty's okay, whoa, dude. You can't stay here. And he's what do you mean I can't stay here? I can stay here if I want to, bro. And Ben's no, you can't stay here because you actually can't stay here. You can't stay in this house. You're not invited. I don't know you. And you I don't know you. Second, you broke into my house. Third, you're trying to steal away my girlfriend unsuccessfully, dude. And the spoiled kid's well, actually, let's see what the lady says. I don't think she thinks this as unsuccessfully as you do, dude. And Caroline's like, nope, this is never turned. Nothing on planet Earth has ever turned me off more than this right now. The spoiled kid's like, wait, it's a slow burner. I'm going to get you just a second. He's like, you got to listen to the whole thing. And Ty's like, no, dude, like, I'm not letting you stay here trying to woo my girlfriend away. Like, you broke into my house and I don't like you. Leave. And the spoiled kid's like, fine. And he gets up and he walks out. And so at this point, Ty and Caroline are like, oh my God, like, what just happened? So they're sitting there and they're just like talking about what happened, right? Because they're like, at this point, they think the spoiled kid got up and left. And they're just like, oh my God, like, this is actually insane. And so they're just talking about it or whatever. And that's when they hear a creaking noise coming from the kitchen. Yeah, and that's when they realize that the spoiled kid is still in the house because the mom has not arrived back. Because you would hear the car pull up and all that kind of stuff. And that's when Ty yells out, spoiled kid, I know you're still here. And that's when they hear someone walk from the kitchen back into the living room, be like, fine, I couldn't leave, but can you blame me? My heart is shattered and it must be repaired. And Caroline, you're the only one who can repair my heart. And she's like, dude, no. He's like, no, you don't understand the truth, Caroline. You and I are meant to be, and this evil man is keeping us separate. He's evil, I'm telling you. And Caroline's like, no, like, question mark, like, dude, I don't know how to break this to you. I'm not going to be your girlfriend. He's like, no, Caroline, you just don't understand. You just don't get it. You just don't get it. Like, I need to have you. And like, everyone, like, Ty's like, whoa, you're being a little aggressive here. He's like, no, I need to have her. I need to have her. You have something that I don't have, and I need to have it now. I want it. I want to have it. And Caroline's like, why, what? And Ty's like, yo, bro. He's like, I hate it when other people have stuff that I don't have. You guys have something that I don't have, and I must take it from you, and you must give it to me now. And like, Ty's like, dude, chill out and get out of my house. He's like, no, Caroline, you're going to be my girlfriend right now. I'm going to count to 3. 1. And Caroline just looks at him like, wait, do you actually think this is going to work? 2. Caroline's just like, nope, not. 3. Caroline's like, nope. And he's like, but I counted to 3. You're supposed to do what I say on a count of 3, and you didn't. I counted to 3. And the spoiled kid's like, and that's when Ty's mom walks into the house and is like, oh, Ty, you didn't let me know you had another friend coming over. Yeah, and Ty looks at his mom and kind of gives one of those like looks of like, no, not like this, not like this is weird. So she's like, oh, what's your name? He's like, my name's Spoiled Kid. Says his actual name, but hi, Spoiled Kid. So, and like Ty's mom is looking at Ty, giving like the get him out of here look, and she's like, so I don't know if we're trying to have buddies over right now. And the spoiled kid's like, I'm not Ty's buddy. I want his girlfriend, and she won't be mine. And Ty's mom's like, oh. So Ty's mom started to realize the situation going on right now, that Ty was dealing with a grade A spoiled kid. So she's like, okay, Janice, you've done this before. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I think everyone's actually leaving the house right now, so you can't stay. The spoiled kid's like, I'm not going anywhere until Caroline is mine. Checkmate, Caroline, you must be mine now. And Ty's mom literally comes up behind him and starts pushing him gently. And the spoiled kid's like, I'm not going anywhere. And Ty's mom then kind of grabs him by the scruff of his collar, but very like gently, but forcefully at the same time, removes him from the house. Like, it was so nice meeting you, spoiled kid. I'm so sorry that we're busy right now. We actually have family. And she's like literally pushing this kid forcefully out of the house, but acting super nice while kicking him out, basically. He's like, wait, where are you taking me? Is Caroline going to be outside the house? Because if Caroline's not going to be outside the house, I'm not going to be outside the house. No. Caroline has to be mine. No. And she's like, all right, and goodbye. And literally slams the door in his face. Turns back to see Ty and Caroline. And Ty's like, the back door is unlocked and he found his way in. And she's like, oh, I better go lock that then.